Should part replacement become necessary, you can order online. Call SWECO direct or contact your local representative. After many hours of normal system operation, parts will start to wear out and may require replacement. For uninterrupted service of your equipment, we suggest stocking the following list of items. Should your spring and spool assembly become worn or broken, do the following. As always, shut off the main power and lock out the SWECO. When replacing springs, tilt the side of the table by using a lift device. Lift so that you have enough room to replace the defective spring. Check the spools for wear. Should one become excessively worn, replace it. Make sure that the springs are properly aligned with the spools. Then lower the table tray and you'll be ready for normal operation. Should your motion generator need repair or replacement, you should proceed with the following. Lock out the circuit breaker before doing any work. Disconnect the power leads at the junction box and loosen the cord grips as shown here. If worn, they should be replaced. The entire frame stack must be removed in order to access the motion generator. If appropriate lifting equipment is available, simply remove the bottom clamp ring and lift the entire frame stack from the base of your SWECO. Otherwise, remove each clamp band, frame, and screen individually until you reach the base of the separator. Now remove the top force wheel by unthreading the bolt and lifting up. Next, remove the cotter pin, hex nut, spacer, and gasket to remove the bottom force wheel. Disconnect the lube lines from the motion generator. These will be reconnected once the new motion generator is installed. You'll need to remove the bolts and the lock washers from the motion generator. It is a good practice to use a C-clamp and to secure a guard when initially loosening. The wedges may break loose with great force, so keep the threads on the bolts engaged until all wedges move freely. Unthread each bolt carefully then remove the wedges. Secure an eye bolt into the top of the motion generator and then lift it carefully out of the housing. Place the motion generator in the center column, directing the power cables through the hole in the motor column. Make sure there is adequate length for the power cord to provide some slack during operation. Take time to inspect and clean the wedges, shaft ends, and mounting surfaces. Evenly space the wedges and progressively tighten opposite mounting bolts until all are at the specified torque value. Reconnect the top lube line. Reinstall the top force wheel assembly by mounting the top weight hub, aligning the vertical slot with the shaft keyway. Slide the top support plate and fan weights over the hub positioned properly in the keyway. You must do this to avoid damage to the weight assembly or motion generator during operation. Slide the spacer over the top hub. Now install the top weight washer. Then the half-inch lock washer and cap screw. Tighten the cap screw to the appropriate torque. Make sure that the support plate is firmly attached and secure. Refer to the force wheel adjustments in your service manual for recommended settings. Check to assure that the top force wheel is level. Set a consistent height from the lower table. Reconnect the bottom lube line. To reinstall the bottom force wheel, assemble the spacer hub, fan weights, and the bottom force plate before attaching them to the motion generator shaft. Make sure to align the keyways on the spacer hub and motion generator shaft. Slide on the spacer gasket, then the bottom spacer. Add the hex nut and hand tighten, compressing the stack against the keyway. The support plate should be securely attached and the keyway properly aligned. If the support plate wobbles or rotates without the shaft, it is not properly positioned in the keyway. It must be corrected or you may damage the weight assembly during operation. Weights should freely slide to allow lead angle and force adjustment. Tighten the slotted hex nut until the cotter pin can be inserted through the shaft. Bend the cotter pin to secure the hex nut. Refer to the force wheel adjustments in your service manual to select proper vibrating force and lead angle. Install the table frame and clamp ring. Reconnect the power leads. And then the cord grips. You will need to run the separator for 15 minutes. Remove the table frame and re-torque the wedge bolts. Then reinstall the frame stack with the screens. Tighten the clamp rings while using a rubber mallet to seat them on the frame. They should be tightened to the specified torque found in your service manual. Finally, tighten the No Tools Center tie down. After 1 hour of operation, check the torque on the clamp ring bolts and tighten as needed. This prevents damage to machine parts during normal use.